The judge is finally realizing the YSL RICO trial needs to be ended, as she would lose it at the prosecutors before trial started today, as they didn't even have witnesses ready to take the stand.
One of the things I wanted to inquire of one of our investigators about their efforts to secure one of the witnesses and the difficulty that we have had with respect to that witness. I expect that witness will be coming in. It's the one that we've been discussing, but I think it's pertinent information.
Not right now, and frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a particular witness. What you have been instructed is to have enough witnesses to fill the day. Okay, so if one witness is difficult, then you need to have another one lined up. Let's get the jury, please.
Which is incredible news for Young Thug. The prosecutors are having a hard time even getting witnesses to the courtroom. This would then lead into a viral report saying, and I quote, YSL Judge Whittaker admits the case is headed to mistrial, but yet she won't grant one.
All right, if we don't even know what's being said, then
we do know what's
trial
being
waiting
said, Your Honor. It is not a
This is a mistrial waiting to happen.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Judge,
as the judge is practically admitting the case is corrupt, as what happened today inside of the courtroom was unbelievable. It begins with a tweet sharing, witness tells the DA she doesn't intimidate him and to stop treating him like her child.
You can answer first and I will let you explain, but I need you to answer yes or no.
But could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me. All them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me this, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you.
I don't want you to be.
Well, that's what you acting like it. That's what you acting like you trying to paint.
So do you want me to bring my voice down? And I apologize
don't
if it
holler at
sounds
me,
like
I ain't your child. Could I take a break? Y'all call.
No, we've had so many breaks this morning. We really need to get through this.
As the prosecutors are currently being exposed, which will likely result in a mistrial in the following week. To understand Young Thug's release date, however, you first need to understand that YSL Woody snitched on Young Thug and YSL members in 2021. However, the video of him doing so was never supposed to be shared to anyone in the public, but it would eventually be leaked. This is when it was reported. Today, he testifies that he believes the state is the one who leaked it to pretty much force him to testify, since everyone will think he's a snitch anyway.
Do you know who put that video on the internet during this, before this trial started?
I don't know who did it.
Do you have a belief who did it?
Yes.
And who are you referring to who did that?
Objection. Relevance, who he believes.
Goes to his state of mind.
Speculation.
Goes to his state of mind on the conversations that he's referring to. Puts it in context. Who did you believe put out the videos on the internet of your interrogation, or the video?
The state.
And by the state, the same people you've been referring to?
I can't say specific if it was them, but the state did it.
Okay. And what did that have an effect on you or your family when you believe the state of Georgia put out your interrogation?
Well, they believe I be, if everybody say I'm a snitch, you know, this and then third, they believe that I'd be like, okay, and just do what they want me to do.
And is that, there's a mention in the last...
With Woody hinting towards it being the state prosecutors that leaked the video of him snitching in one small case, he would end up revealing that he believes it was the prosecutors' plan all along. If they made Lil Woody look like a snitch in one small crime, they can just force him to become a full-out snitch against all crimes YSL committed. The prosecutors would then start asking the most ridiculous questions, making Woody get extremely angry.
I can't sit here and tell y'all nothing. I don't know what y'all want me. I don't know what y'all looking for. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody rob nobody. I didn't see none of these boys do anything. I did some stupid things. I got caught for the stupid things that I was doing, and I just went from there. Like, I didn't. And then y'all got me up here, and I told y'all before y'all put me up here, y'all can't talk me out like a Tuesday or something. And you can't talk me in the streets. And I told you, like, I lied. And I told you that. And then y'all still brought me in here.
Isn't it true that you did not want to testify because you don't want to deal with the reality of being labeled a snitch?
Miss Hilton, I was been labeled a snitch way before I had to come to trial when y'all linked that video out to the social media. So the world look at me as a snitch no matter what goes on to this day. But me coming here, like I have put my faith in God's hands, and I come here and I let it be known. I guess got no choice but to be letting know to y'all now that I have told y'all time after time that I done lied.
As the prosecutors have barely any evidence against Young Thug, but they continue on bringing YSL Woody in to try to just bring up something against him. But this seemed like Lil Woody finally had enough. He would eventually snap inside of the courtroom, and this is what happened.
And my only priority was, by any means necessary, to protect them with my whole life. Judge, I get a minute because they drive me crazy.
Yeah, take a minute, take a breath.
Keep telling y'all,
Stay here. Come here. Stay on the stand. Take some breaths. Calm down.
And once he finishes his breath, Your Honor, state, we conclude our questioning, Your Honor.
As Lil Woody got so angry that he needed to stand up and walk away. You don't see this happen in court cases ever. This is then when it would be announced, Woody is getting tired of explaining why he told on Young Thug over and over again.
Why did you ask for Thug to pay your bond after you had told on them in the June 10th interview?
I didn't tell on them. I was going through a phase in my life, like I told you before, and I told you in the back. I made it all up. I sat right there and said whatever came to the top of my head, that I put certain things together and said what I said. If you listen to both of them calls, they contradict each other. If you listen to the interview, you hear what the police keep saying. And that's why I put everything on Thug. The man ain't had nothing to do with my stupidity. I'm sitting right here today telling y'all the truth, and y'all still sitting right here playing with this lady. Like I told y'all, I made it up. I put it on him. I'm not scared of nobody. Nobody forced me to say none of this stuff. This is not right.
Okay.
Which is very surprising, and it changes the entire YSL RICO trial. YSL Woody said that he lied about everything when he snitched on Young Thug. This means the prosecutors now have to go review all of the evidence over again. 3 days before Rich Homie Quan's passing, Quan also called out YSL Woody for lying in his snitching video, where he claims that he never did any crime to his father's barbershop.
What do you feel about his statements being said about him basically up your dad's barbershop?
What is a liar? The barbershop did shot up, but it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much to it, but it wasn't like he over exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So we're gonna hold that down. Shout out to Woody. But niggas know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Then just yesterday at the time of the recording, YSL Woody would even react to Rich Homie Quan's words in an interview.
You know, your trial's going viral. On the trial, you said you and Threat was sliding and y'all at Rich Homie Quan barbershop.
Yeah, like Rich Homie said, I was just lying.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Rich Homie Quan passing?
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad. Rich Homie had a lot of potential. You feel me? Like, he just made wrong choices in the past. What could have that hurt his career, and he didn't have to make that choice. But sometimes people gotta learn how to stand up for themselves. Don't be intimidated by no group of people, cause them group of people, man, they ain't no man for real. Feel me? That's why they a group of people. All you had to do is stay by yourself. He would have been successful. He would have been bigger than what he was.
The prosecutors knew that YSL Woody lied about all of this evidence. However, they claimed that it was true when they don't even have evidence to back the claims. This is then when the judge started to realize all of the sneaky tactics the prosecutors have been using. This is then when we would hear from the founder of 300 Entertainment and the head of the music for Google and YouTube. He would go on to vouch to the judge for Young Thug to receive a bond.
Hi, my name is Leor Cohen. I was the founder of 300. I'm the global head of music for YouTube and Google, and I want to speak on behalf of Jeffrey, who I've known extremely well since I signed him. He's been a person that cares deeply about his community, his family, and his colleagues. And I could say that I've had numerous conversations with him at length about how he wanted to invest in building a recording business, studios, a record company in a very troubled part of Atlanta to bring economic growth. I don't believe that he's a flight risk whatsoever. He cares too much about his family his colleagues, his art, and his reputation for that.
That right there is Lior Cohen, worth roughly $200 million. A vouch from him goes an extremely long way. He wouldn't support Young Thug like this if he was an actual criminal, which Thug isn't. However, fans would dig deeper onto why Lior would want Young Thug released. As it turns out, the next phase of the YSL RICO trial is going to feature a lot of rappers in the industry and a lot of rappers that are signed to his music labels, from Gunna, Lil Baby, YFN Lucci, and many more. It could be definitely bad for business, as in back of May of 2022, Young Thug was arrested alongside Gunna and several YSL members, all arrested on a RICO charge, but within 2 weeks of sitting in jail, Gunna would end up snitching out of jail on Young Thug and Lil Baby.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
When Gunna originally snitched, the following day it would be reported by DJ Academics that Lil Baby as well as members of 4PF are now next on the Atlanta DA RICO list.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There's going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
As DJ Academics would then confirm it, showing the official court file of 4PF on the document, while even confirming it further on a stream that it is a rap group with a 3-letter name.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying a name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by 3 letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Why this is so important is because the YSL RICO trial is heading into a new phase where street teams that are connected to YSL are being brought into the courtroom. Lil Baby knows that he's going into this court case. Even in his song titled 350, he raps the lyrics, "Ain't never said nothing about it, boy you know you a rat." This obviously went viral on social media, which is a sneak diss towards Gunna on getting Lil Baby involved. This would end up rubbing Young Thug's father the wrong way. He would go on an interview and tell Lil Baby to stay quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing at Gunna for his plea deal?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. Ask Lil Baby, have he ever came to a court date?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I want y'all to ask these damn rappers and these bloggers with this whole snitch shit and this. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name it? Go on their social media pages and say, why in the haven't you been at the courthouse to support your dude? And I guarantee you won't get an answer.
However, Young Thug's father wouldn't end here. He would go on to reveal this about Gunna.
Courtney said, how do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
See, that's the thing. People don't understand the relationship. They got this thing saying that Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
But see, let me try to help the attorney clarify that a little simpler. Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
As Thug's father states that Gunna's plea deal doesn't affect Young Thug and Lil Baby, but rappers in the industry had much different opinions, as 6ix9ine would meet up with DJ Academics to share his thoughts on Gunna.
He just implicated YSL being so now home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, Now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying I'm a record label.
As the current state of the YSL RICO trial won't make it any better. Lawyers noted that this is the most corrupt court case that they've ever witnessed. It would be announced, judge has ruled on attorney Max's motion for a fair trial. She is sending the entire prosecution team to Brady training, leading into a lawyer saying, another embarrassment for YSL trial prosecutors today.
But make sure before it shows up on a screen with a jury that whatever limits have been placed on this, you abide by them. I mean, I saw the slide from the opening that had something on it that had been specifically talked about and ruled that you had better not in any way put that before the jury. And lo and behold, it's up there on the screen. Not going to get back into it, but that should not happen again. If you know that comments aren't supposed to be on here, you need to make sure before you throw any slide up. And I'm not saying that this was how you were going to use it. I know you're just giving this to us right now, but just make sure everything is clean to the way that it is supposed to be. Okay. And
as in simple terms, the judge is sending the prosecutors to go complete a small class course to remind them how to do their literal job. This isn't even a joke. The judge is sending the prosecutors to a classroom so then a teacher can remind them what evidence they are and are not allowed to use in a court case. As this right here is where it feels corrupt and it will lead to Young Thug's release. These prosecutors have no idea what they're even doing, but the judge refuses to allow a mistrial. However, in the end, she's gonna need to. As YNW Melly, as an example, was granted a mistrial in his court case. Being granted a mistrial gives the criminal an 88% chance at receiving a house arrest or bond agreement, but YNW Melly didn't get it. As Boosie would share that when the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you, which seems to be the treatment that they're giving Young Thug.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They waited all the way.
Penalty.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man.